A different energy, but the same result, how Jesse Marsch changed Leeds United against Leicester City. It still feels like a dream for many of the travelling Leeds United fans. The opening minutes of the encounter between Leeds and Leicester City saw chants of Marcelo Bielsa ring around the King Power Stadium even as new man Jesse Marsch tried to implement a new system on the pitch. On paper, Marsch made just 2 changes to Marcelo Bielsa's final starting side, with Matis Klich and Rodrigo replacing Adam Forshaw and Diego Llorente. However, the system transformed from Bielsa's famous 4-1-4-1 to a more secure 4-2-2-2, as utilized by fellow former RB Leipzig bosses Ralf Rangnick and Ralph Hasenhüttl in the English top flight. Rafinha and Jack Harrison occupied the wide areas, while Robin Koch and Matis Klich forming the base of the midfield. It certainly left the Leeds side more closely packed, removing many of the gaping holes that Tottenham so ruthlessly exploited in Bielsa's final game in charge. Gone too was the man-to-man marking system that Bielsa employed with this group of players, Marsch instead opting for a zonal system that saw a more rigid Leeds United shape and less reliance on individuals not to lose their man, as happened so frequently in recent weeks. It made Leeds harder to play through, though Jamie Vardy still caused problems off the shoulder of Pascal Struijk. However, the system, certainly on first viewing, seemed more sustainable than that of Marsch's predecessor. Even the goal that ultimately proved decisive for Leicester was somewhat against the run of play and required some Harvey Barnes brilliance rather than the usual Leeds implosion that sees the Yorkshire side concede several. Leeds were a constant threat when they had 11 fit players on the pitch. Roberts suffered a hamstring injury and was rendered a passenger for the last 10 minutes and forced Kacper Schmeichel into several brilliant saves that saw him named man of the match. Within the defeat then, there certainly seemed to be shoots of progress. I don't have to be Marcelo Bielsa. I have to be me. I am different and I am my own person, Marsch told the media ahead of his debut in charge of Leeds, and so it proved in the technical area too. The departure of Bielsa also saw the end of the bucket upon which the Argentine squatted in the technical area for much of the 90 minutes every game. Marsch, by comparison, hardly sat down, forever pacing around and often outside his technical area as he barked orders to his new side. Marsch lived every pass, tackle and miss chance with his players, even in defeat, and was seen constantly cajoling his new charges as they chased an equalizer. Ultimately, the result for Leeds United proved the same under Marsch as it had been under Bielsa, but there were signs that a new, tougher-to-beat side may be emerging out of the legacy of one of Leeds' greatest-ever managers. Of course, this doesn't help them in the immediate future when it comes to staying in the top flight.